Hey, Dr. Daly. My name is Jack Ayers. I'm a second-year medical student here in Kansas City. I want to thank you for all that you do for the physician community, including medical students like myself. My question for you today concerns disability insurance and umbrella insurance policies. Last week, our medical school hosted a professional development series, which included a personal finance session. The CFP who gave the presentation suggested that medical students should think about getting disability insurance and an umbrella policy while they're in medical school. He suggested that students lock in some cheap plans now, which can be increased when we start making real money. I believe that in our tuition and fees, we pay for required liability insurance for students, providing coverage in the course of their responsibilities as a student. However, the gentleman who gave the presentation said that the umbrella policy is really for liabilities outside of the of the course of your work and education. I've read through the White Coat Investor articles concerning disability and umbrella insurance policies and have found it very useful, but I have not seen, and it's possible I just missed it, an answer to the question of when you should get these policies. Do you think it's valuable to have disability coverage and an umbrella policy as a medical student? Even if it's not necessary in medical school, do you think there's benefit to starting a policy now and increasing it as your net worth grows? And if it is recommended, what's a reasonable amount? $2,000 a month from disability insurance and $1 million umbrella insurance policy? Greatly appreciate your input here, and I know that some other students will as well, as we figure out the best way to be smart with our money in this way. Thank you.
Okay, so should a medical student buy disability and umbrella insurance? My general answer is no. And the reason why is most medical students are living on loans. I'm not a big fan of buying these types of insurance on loans. Does that open you up to some risk? Yes, I suppose there is some risk that someone could come up with a personal lawsuit. You could run over somebody's daughter and be sued for millions and go over your auto policy limits without an umbrella policy. It's entirely possible. But it's probably not that likely, and you don't quite have the target on your back that you will have with an MD or a DO behind your name. So I think it's okay to wait on that until you actually start making money. Now, I wouldn't wait long. When you're an intern, you start getting that first paycheck that first month, it's time to call up your auto insurance company, your homeowner's insurance company, and get an umbrella policy in place. It's not that expensive. $1 million policy is probably $200 a year or something like that. It's just not that expensive. As far as the disability insurance, there are companies that sell disability insurance to medical students. Usually the benefit is $2,000 a month. So it's not going to be enough for your whole career. It's probably not even as much as you ought to have as a resident, but it's something. Medical students can get disabled, and it'd be nice to have $2,000 a month the rest of your life if that happened to you. But for the most part, again, I generally recommend you wait until you start making money before you buy this. Not attending money. Intern money is fine. That July of your intern year, you start getting a paycheck. It's time to go get your disability insurance in place. You want to buy it young. When you buy it young, you get a better price on it, number one. Number two, you're still pretty unlikely to have developed a medical condition or picked up some hobby that's going to keep you from being able to buy it. And so it's a good time to go buy it as an intern. I generally don't recommend that medical students buy it. Certainly, if you really are worried about getting disabled as a medical student, you can buy it, but you can't buy much of a benefit anyway. Usually as a resident, they'll sell you at least a $5,000 a month benefit, but as a medical student, at most are going to give you $2,000 a month. So you got to buy it again as an intern anyway. And I'd probably, especially if I was living off loans, I would probably wait to get it until I was an intern. But I'm a little bit of a risk taker that way. So you have to evaluate how willing you are to run that risk that you could get disabled as a medical student and never be able to really work as a physician. If you want your questions answered by the White Coat Investor, record your question at whitecoatinvestor.com/YQA or click the link in the description.